In 2014, was on the news a big fight between the kids of Martin Luther King. What they were fighting about? Martin Luther King used to lead all the message, for human rights, right? And he did it, and he used to carry with him wherever he went. You know what he used to carry with him? A Bible. And when he died, the Bible, his daughter took the Bible, kept it by her. At one point in 2013, 2014, the family decided, the two boys, he had two sons and a daughter. The two sons wanted to sell the Bible for a very high bidder who wanted, it was important to him to have the Bible from Martin Luther King. This Bible actually was the Bible that Obama was in the second inauguration sworn on this Bible. Then somebody wanted to buy it, and this person wanted to buy also the medal that he got for the Nobel Peace. He got a Nobel Peace Prize. That this medal, she was also holding it. They wanted to sell it. She says, "How could you sell a Bible? The Bible for my father, it's priceless. For any money in the world, I wouldn't sell it." They say, "You want to sell it?" She doesn't want to sell it. They went to court. They took it to court. The court told them, they are the majority. It's an estate. Everyone is a vote. And the majority cannot do anything. Then, before the judge told them, let's try to work something out, they turned to Jimmy Carter to try to be the mediator. But in the end, she had to give in, and she gave him over the Bible and the medal for selling it. This fight over the Bible is not the first, obviously, and there is a similar Hasidic story. There was a very famous Rebbe in Europe, in Russia, later in Ukraine, I think, in Galicia it was at that time. His name was the Ruzhiner Rebbe, very famous, very holy man, and he had thousands and thousands of Hasidim, and he had a lot of wealth. He lived like a king, basically. And he passed away, he had 6 sons. And they started to divide everything. They all became leaders, rabbis. But the Ruzhiner Rebbe had a pair of film that he used to put on from his great-grandfather, who was the Maggid of Mezrich, the second leader after the Baal Shem Tov. And this film was the most precious thing the world had. Obviously, all 6 sons, everyone wanted that film. Everyone was surprised. That they decided everyone should write in an envelope how much is ready to give up of his estate for the film. Where in the highest bidder will get it. Then everyone put an envelope, and put in an envelope. Then before they opened the envelope, they changed their mind. They said, you know what? We'll just make a raffle. Whoever wins, and finished. From God. The raffle is from God. They made a raffle. One of the sons won it. His name is David Moshe. Became later a famous Hasidic Rebbe. After he won it, he got it, the oldest son says, you know what, I would like to open the envelopes to see what everybody wrote. Would you mind? He said, no, why not? They opened the envelopes. This David Moshe wrote in the envelope that he's ready to give up everything for that film. He's ready not to take anything, just that film. That from God, the lottery proved why he got it, because he was ready to do it. That's why Hashem God apportioned him that film. The story doesn't end there. 2 years later, the oldest son was sitting once among Hasidim, discussing things, and he says, one thing I'm jealous. I envy my brother, David Moshe, that he has that film of the Maggid of Message, that he puts on that film every day. Two Hasidim there started to move on the chairs like very uncomfortable. Rebbe, we have something to tell you. He says, I remember when he won that film, and we saw how much you won it, we went secretly. We stole that film, we opened them up, we took out the inside of that film, there is parchment with the Shema and everything. We replaced it with other kosher parchment, we closed back that film, and we have the parchments with us. And we don't know what to do with it. We wanted to give it to you, but we are afraid, we know you'll be so upset. And we are stuck. He doesn't have it, you don't have it, nobody has it. The whole place was like shocked that they will do such a thing. I told them, bring me the parchments with the Shema and everything. I said, don't tell anybody. Next day, he made a trip to his brother who lived not too far. This brother that at the lottery, won that film. Comes to him. The next morning, he joins them for the morning service. Goes into his study. He wants to down with them. He sees on the desk, there is 2 pills of film, not one. One, that film of the Maggid, he recognizes the boxes, the outside recognizes, and another pill of film. Then he sees his brother coming over, and he's ready to put on that film. He picks up that film of the Maggid, he's holding. He says, Oi! And then he puts him down, and he puts on another pill of film. But he says, tell me, my brother, you wanted so much that film of the Maggid, why you don't use them? He tells them, I tell you the truth, since I received them, I never used them. Why? He says, because every time when I pick up that film, I feel that I'm not worthy of putting on that film. Something doesn't let me to do it. His brother, who had the parchment in his pocket, looked at him and told him, my dear brother, it's not that you're not worthy. You are very worthy, but you don't feel the holiness of that film that you were expecting, and something doesn't add up, doesn't work. That's why you don't want it. And he gave him the real parchments, and he had it for many, many years later. The fight over holy objects happened the same thing with the Jewish people. Moses, on the day of his death, gave the Jewish people, finished the Torah. He wrote it down, every parchment he wrote down, he finished the Torah. And he gave it to the tribe of the Levites. Very nice. Why he gave it to the tribe of the Levites? Because they were in charge to be the teachers of the Jewish people, to be the spiritual leaders. Then the Talmud says the Jewish people came to him and told him, what is this business you're giving the Torah only to the tribe of the Levites? You'll die, a generation will pass, they will say the Torah belongs to us, not to you. Didn't we all stood at Mount Sinai and we received the Torah? Give us the Torah too. The same fight, a fight over a Bible. The original Bible, the first Bible, ever. That Moses told them, Moses loved it. It was like music to his ear. He says, today I know that you're connecting to God. Today you're starting to hear. You have a heart to understand the words of God. What happened today? When he saw them, that they are ready to fight for the Torah. They're not fighting for manna. They're not fighting for meat. They're fighting for the Torah. Oh, no, this is the people. This is something I want to hear. Now, when sometimes you ask any lawyer who deals with estates, everybody's in court, brothers and sisters. You fight over the money. But the spiritual heritage that your parents leave, you don't have to fight. If your mother light candles, you can light candles, and you can light candles. Spiritual traditions. This is something that you can share. Physical things you cannot share. You have to hold on to. But spiritual things, everybody can have. As much as we cherish the physical, the material parts that our parents lived. Just a little bit should be just to the spiritual part. And then God can say to us, oh, today you're a nation, today you're a mensch. Finally you got it. You're fighting for something spiritual, you care for the spiritual part. That's what it's all about. It's about fighting for the right thing, not for the wrong thing. Fighting for a Bible, not for the money. Fighting for the tefillin. Fighting for... I tell people when the day that people will steal mezuzahs or tefillin in Solon, I know we reached a special day.